Hello and welcome to a Kooky Corner of YouTube. It's absolutely pouring it down with rain outside. Sunshine 1 minute, raining the next. I'm hoping for some rainbows, as you do. Right, in front of me I have some envelopes. Nicely decorated, well I hope they're nicely decorated envelopes. All different. Everyone original. Lots of different patterns on there. I like the leafy one actually. And I made these with no gadgets. So I have got a jelly roll, did not use it. I have got envelope templates, did not use them because I wanted to go right back to basics. So some people don't have all the gadgets, all the technology, whatever in order to make these. So I thought I would show you how to make your own. The back looks like an envelope. It's all envelopey. So I thought I'd just take you through my process of making these without any of the gadgets, without the jelly plate, and just really simple things, hopefully, that you've got that you could get hold of. And that's what we're going to do. So to make mine really simple, I have got these ready mixed primary paints, so like a poster paint kind of thing. Really easy to get hold of, something really simple like this. Use what you have. So if you've got some acrylics, use them. If best to have like a fluid acrylic if you're going to go along the acrylic line. Inks would probably work also with this. Try them, see what you think. So I'm going with these poster paints. I have got my Shuttle Art Tempera for decoration. You could easily use something like a Neocolor or not an oil pastel. I wouldn't use. Wax crayons would work. You don't want to use something that's going to kind of smudge and rub. So these temperas are perfect for this. Or you could just decorate with Posca pens, or what else could you use? Pencils, gel pens, anything like that. So whatever you have, you don't need to go out and buy anything unless you haven't got any of this at all. But you don't need a jelly plate. I will show you the magic tool. The magic tool. It's an old, well, it's an old card, an old loyalty card. That's basically what I'm going to be using. So this is a little loyalty card, and I'm just going to use that to spread my paint around. For the paper, just basic old copy paper. So stuff you print on. And that's what we're going to use to make our envelope. You'll need a little base to work on to protect your space. So I've got these Teflon sheets here, which I'm going to use. So I'm going to set myself up now, and I will show you how simple it is to make your own template. Okay, I've got my sheet of paper, got my back of paper, got my paints already, got my old credit card, privilege card, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to play. We're just going to play around. So all I'm going to do is start dropping drops of paint onto my paper. Don't need any brushes for this. I might go with red perhaps as well. I think that's probably enough to be going on with. Okay, credit card ready? Squish it around. Play around with it. Mix it up. You can have such fun with this, believe me. This is why you want something underneath, because you want to try and cover up, even if you don't cover all of it, but cover up at least one end of it completely. So I've got this one end here, just dragging it around. I'll probably put a little bit too much paint on there, which is sometimes what I do. But it's not a problem. you can just scrape it off. I'm going to put it on a spare sheet of paper and I'll do some more with those later. I'm just wiping it off onto a piece of paper. Scrape it off. Literally just play around. And it leaves you some lovely lines. You can add others in, but it's probably best not to add anything in at the minute because it tends to get too muddy if you play around. So mix things in the same kind of colour family or analogous colours, colours that go together. Once you've got a handle on it, you can start to play around, as I have done on the one that I'm going to show you in a minute. So you have to let this dry-ish. It doesn't have to be like completely dry, and it doesn't take long, to be honest, to dry down. I'm just going to make sure I've scraped all that off there. The more you scrape off, the easier it's going to, or quicker it's going to dry. So I'm going to put that on one side to dry, and then I'll show you what we're doing next. So to clean my space, I've just wiped off my card, spritzed out my sheet that I have, the Teflon sheet, and I just wiped it down, and that's it. That's as simple as it gets. Now I tend to do these in batches, so yesterday I probably did a batch of 15, which yeah, that's what I did. I kind of, you can do 20, 15, whatever. You just got to have space for them to dry off. So that's the biggest problem you're going to have if you're going to do a lot. Okay, so here are some I did yesterday that have dried off. I'm a bit crazy with the colour. We've gone all crazy-fied with the colours on these. If you do it in acrylics, it might be a brighter, or if you do inks, you'll probably get brighter results. But I quite like this muted background because we can work with it. So let me show you how I made the template, which is super simple. It's really easy, she said, grabbing it out. First of all, I grabbed an envelope that I'd already got in my stash. I didn't have many. This is the reason I wanted to make some, because I didn't have any. I didn't want to go and buy any. So I thought, do you know what? Let's make some. So I deconstructed my envelope. Now, it doesn't matter if you've got little rips and things, because we're going to do something else with it, which is what I did. So I've got a little rip there, but I can easily make that up. Try and be careful. Try and be a little more careful than I was when you're making it a template. But once you've opened it out, you get something that's like this, and this will fit on an A4 sheet. Now, if you want to make bigger envelopes, you're going to need bigger paper. So open up your envelope that you want to make and try it and see if it fits. It doesn't have to fit in the way that you expect. You can just turn it round on an angle. So it's perfect. So it fits on an A4 sheet perfectly. And this envelope is, she said, let's do it in centimetres, shall we? 16 centimetres by 11.5, or inchwise, just over 6.25 inches by 4.5. So it's the standard envelope size. Okay, I've got that, but now I want to make myself a template. So what I did was I put this on a sheet of A4 paper, drew around it and cut it out so that I've got that bit there, because you want like an intact piece to trace with. So that's what I've got there. So I traced it on paper. So I've got my master copy of an envelope. This made all of my envelopes. If you do it in card, it'll probably be a little bit more durable, but to be honest, because I want to fold it with it, this is perfect for me. So you just have to be a little more careful when you trace it. So that's the original envelope. I'm going to keep that on one side. Now back to this. So I have got my base. Now I've realized that I've got some white spaces. Do not worry, you can always go back in with some extra paint and brush if you want to, or do what I do, which is to grab out some of these tempera sticks, which are perfect for this, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just going to grab a few out that I'm going to use, like that pink one. And I like the white and black, just for the heck of it. and get out. Hope you've not got all the weather that we've got, and I do feel for you if you are in the US at the minute and suffering. My thoughts go out to anybody who's had a problem with the hurricanes that have been hitting you so far, and I really am thinking of you right now. Okay, back to these. Which one am I going to do? Which one? I'll go with this one. Or will I go with this? I'll go with this one. Trying to make a decision. So I'm going to get my tempura and just fill in any white spaces I've found. I'm just going a bit leery with it. Not thinking about it too much. Just making sure that all the bits. I think I may use this end anyway. So I'll make sure that this end specifically is got paint on all the bits. So adding that in. If you've worked with these, you know that they dry nearly almost instantly. So once you've got them on, that's it. And they don't come off and they don't make a mess, which is something nice. In this world of messy art supplies, which I also love, it's nice to have something that's not messy. Okay, now we get down to the decoration part. So I'm going to do some leaves. I'm just going to draw some leafy shapes on here. You can do circles, squiggles, spirals, whatever your heart wants to draw. I was quite enjoying the leaves yesterday. So I'm going to consider as well that one of these areas is going to be the flap of my envelope. So I want to have some kind of decoration on there that will show, if you know what I mean. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So just keep going, adding in my decoration really quickly. To be honest, whatever you do on these, it tends to look pretty good. You can do anything. You could just do like little squiggly marks and it would still look fine. So I'm going to call that a day with that one. I'm going to go in with my white, which is really nice because you can make these little dotty marks randomly all over the place. You know, I'm very random. We are a random channel here at Kooky Towers. We like the random. I've got this nice dark blue as well, so I might add in some bigger splodgers. Ooh, I like a nice splodge. Splodgy splodge, splodgy splodge. Oh, it's not got any veins to the leaf, so I shall add some in. Okay, so I've decided that this is my corner, so I want to add some extra detail into here. You can do whatever you like. You could do hearts on it if you wanted to. That was your way. You could do stars on it. Anything you like. I'm just adding detail in. Now I have got, you can go as crazy as you like with this, to be honest. This is playtime. This is absolute playtime. So I'm going to leave it at that for the minute. I have got a metallic one, which is quite nice to add in. So I've got some metallic in that set of Shuttle Art tempura sticks. There's a metallic gold. So I'm just going to add little bits of gold in here. Like so. La la la. So much fun. A lot of fun. Okay. Right. That should all be dry now. It is. It's not smudging. Nothing's coming off. So what I need is my template. So I've decided that the flap is going to be that corner. So I have to try and figure it out so that the flap is in that corner. You lay this on the top of your sheet. You need to be fairly accurate with this as well, because otherwise when you fold it up, it won't fold as well as you expect. Right, now I get my pencil and It's a big long bit because there's a bit that needs to come off that edge. Just a small bit, annoyingly, but it still needs to come off, otherwise it won't fit together well enough. Just being really careful, just tracing. As you can see, you can go a bit wonky, but it doesn't matter because we're going to cut that piece off anyway. So I'm going around all the little divots, because this is what will make your envelope look quite profesh, a little bit professional, not there we go. All the little bits. Whenever I cut these out, I always forget to cut one part of it. I don't know what it is. So there I have. I've got the whole thing there. I can see those lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out, and then I'll show you how we fold it all together, which is really simple. It's like falling off a horse. Grab my scissors and I'll cut it out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut my piece out. I've got my flappy bit is there, so that's quite nice. These are great. Keep hold of these. I've got a whole wad of them, and I am going to save mine for collage paper. So it's good collage fodder. Stick it in the collage folder, and you've got loads of papers to work with there when you come to do a little bit of collage, which I will probably be doing at some point in time as well. Okay, so now I get my original template, because I don't mind this one getting too dirty. I don't think it will get dirty. There's nothing on here that's going to dirty it, to be fair. And obviously those two side flaps need to go in first, and then the bottom one. I want to position this so that it will fold correctly. Now, I've got my bone folder, but you don't really need one. You just need something with an edge on it to press down the sides. So I'm going to fold over, use my Bonio folder to make that a nice crisp edge. It's a tiny bit of folding here, but it's really not much at all. Okay, and then you bring your bottom part up, give that a fold. If you want to be super fancy, you could line the inside of it as well, but I'm not super fancy today. You could put some tissue paper lining in. I don't want to add any weight to these, because these are the things I'm going to be sending out my stitchy tags in. That's why I needed some nice envelopes. And also those scraps are going to make cards that go with the stitchy tags as well. So yeah, I'm going to use up all my bits of paper. Now, I have got a glue stick here somewhere. Now, this is how I have found, I'm going to take that envelope out there for now. I don't need that for a minute. The best way to do your glue is to glue on these flappy parts here. Make sure you don't get it on anywhere else on the inner. You just have to be really careful. I mean, I could have folded it back out again, but I'm so lazy. So I'm just going to press that down, and that will be dry in seconds and ready to use. It's good to give it a little bit of time to set properly, but yeah. Now, lining it back up again, so you can see exactly where it needs to go now. Just the exact same size, making sure it's great. Move that out of the way. Add in a little bit of folding with my bone folder. I've got an envelope. So that's the front, that's the back. Now you say, how are you going to put the address on, Kooky? Well, to be honest with you, I buy postage online, so my postage comes out as a sticky label, so I can just stick that on. But sticky label on the front, you need like a white sticky label or something just to go over the top of it. I mean, if you're super clever and you can do it, you could plan out just an area that's not covered in paint. But I'm just happy with these. I just like the way they look. And if you're at all worried about them not getting through, then just pop them inside another envelope, but I think that defeats the object. Because I'm going to send these out like this with a white sticky label on, and I'm hoping that they're going to be fine. So that's my selection of envelopes in all different colours that I did session wise without getting my gel plate out and without any fancy templates. I hope you've enjoyed having a little look at how I make these. If you've got any questions at all, pop me a message down in the description box below the video, and I answer every single message that I get, always, without fail. So if you want to message me, that's one of the ways you can get hold of me. So it's as simple as that. If you haven't got an old credit card to hand, a door key card, if you've got any of those hanging around, a piece of cardboard would work, you know, anything that you can just scrape paint around with. And you get this really rather nice pattern that you can then decorate with gel pens, Posca pens. These tempera are my choice at the minute. The other thing you could use are the Faber-Castell gelatos. Gelatos would work on this as well. This was really a lovely paint that I'm using at the minute in my sketchbooks, because it just doesn't really matter if it's going to last too long. And it's from the Works here in the UK. But if you've got any cheap paint places, wherever you are, you know, where you can grab hold of some cheap poster paint, it's usually really cheap. I think I got 5 of these for about £4 or something. No, it's nothing. Yeah, so there we are. Also, if you want to catch up with me at any other point in time to do with postcards or whatever I make on the channel, then the best place, the very best place to get hold of me is in the Facebook group, which will be linked down below. Doesn't cost you anything, just have to answer a few questions. Have to be subscribed here to get in. That's the only proviso. And then you'll get hold of all the free patterns that I share on the channel. That's enough from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget, like and subscribe, because that means a lot to me as a creator for you, because it also tells YouTube that you're enjoying what I'm showing you, and they'll show it to other people who might also be interested. Thank you, have a great day, and I'll be back here soon with something else. Bye for now.